Hello and welcome to Business 360. I'm Arundhati Ramlin and here are the top headlines that we're tracking for you this evening. Market fails to hold on to opening gains. Nifty gives up on 22,000 levels, ends at its lowest closing levels in a month. 38 of 50 Nifty companies end in the red. BSE-listed companies erase market capitalization of over 1 lakh crore rupees during the trading session. Vodafone Idea's much-awaited follow-on public offer kicks off. The cash-starved telecom company looking to raise 18,000 crore rupees. Marquee investors like GQG, Morgan Stanley and Fidelity back the FPO. Vodafone Idea CEO Akshay Mundra tells CNBC-TV18 that it sees gains from a shift to 4G driven by capex that the money will fund over the next 3 years. Nestle India says it has cut sugar content in certain infant products in India by up to 30% in the last 5 years. Clarifies on allegations that its baby food sold in certain South Asian, LATAM and African countries has more sugar than variants sold in Europe. Says its products in India meet WHO and local specifications. Tesla CEO Elon Musk scheduled to meet Prime Minister Modi and top business leaders during his 48-hour India visit starting Sunday. A meeting with startups to discuss opportunities in the space sector also on the cards. An announcement on Starlink's India entry is also likely. Polling season officially kicks off tomorrow. Voting for 102 Lok Sabha seats across 21 states and union territories will take place. This is the largest of the 7 phases. Polling will take place across all 39 Lok Sabha seats in Tamil Nadu and all 5 seats in Uttarakhand. Supreme Court directs Election Commission to respond to allegations of electronic voting machines registering extra votes for BJP during Kerala mock polling. Also asked the regulator if any harm could be caused if physical VVPAT receipts are issued. EC bats against issuance of VVPAT receipts, flags possibility of deliberate mischief, potential risk to secrecy of vote. Tensions in West Asia flare up. Israel deploys extra artillery near Rafah, hinting at an imminent offensive. Qatar says it is re-evaluating its role as a mediator between Tel Aviv and Hamas. European Union leaders agree to increase sanctions against Iran after their attack on Israel. United Arab Emirates struggles to recover after it records the heaviest rainfall to ever hit the desert nation in 75 years. Its main airport worked to restore normal operations even as floodwaters still covered parts of major highways and roads. Those were the headlines that we're tracking for you this evening. And now straight to the action from Dalal Street. Market failed to hold on to opening gains. Nifty gives up on 22,000 levels, ends at its lowest closing levels in a month. 38 of 50 Nifty companies ended in the red. BSE-listed companies erased a market capitalization of over 1 lakh crore rupees during the trading session. Prashant Nair decodes the market action for us. Prashant, it's red across the screen there.
A tale of two halves, really, and a dramatically different looking screen. 1:30 to 3:30 as compared to the first many hours of trade today. The market was cruising along nicely with a 150-odd point gain. All of it changed starting 1:30. A bit of a small flash crash. 1 minute, the Nifty lost about 150 points. A sharp recovery after that, which was also about 150, 160 points. But then the second leg of correction started, which basically took us all the way down under 22,000 and finally a close which was around that 22,000 level. The index is on your screen. It tells you the story more than I can describe it. The Nifty Bank, similar kind of picture, almost sort of blow by blow, similar fall, recovery, and then a second leg down there as well. The mid-cap index and the small-cap indices also under pressure by close. The breadth of the market was almost exactly 1:1. A few stocks here and there was the real divide. As far as large caps are concerned, the cuts coming through in names like Apollo Hospitals, Axis Bank, Nestle. Nestle, of course, there was specific news flow. The resource stocks, ONGC, Coal India, NTPC, these are all PSUs as well, were the other sort of stocks which came under selling pressure. Gains coming through, lots of telecom names, and we'll talk more about that. Bharti, of course, top of the list. Power Grid did well, and there was Bajaj, which participated in the upside as well. As I said, market breadth, nothing really to differentiate losers. The numbers which were down and the numbers which were up. I'll start with what was down. ABB, Steel Authority of India, Ashok Leyland. There was Sterlite Technologies, which has had a decent run recently. Crystal, which is the facilities management, recent listing. Sharp run up on Tuesday. Today, a big 15% cut. Max Health was down about 4.5%. IGL, Coffee Day, a sharp up move day before yesterday. And today there was a reversal. Nykaa and MGL were some of the others which pulled back. On the upside in the broader market, Jio Financial steady from the word go, ending about 5% up. Bharti Hexacom was higher. Just Dial was looking good. Exicom continues the rally from last few days. Dhani Services, again, continuation from Tuesday. Mastec 361, which is the wealth management company, and Quest Corp were a few others as well. So, I mean, sharp reversal. We are at important juncture once again for both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. The Nifty, by the way, is below the 61.8% retracement of the 1,000-point up move that we started. The Bank Nifty, as of today's closes, managed to defend it. Global markets are important with what's happening in the bond market in the US, which will provide us the cue tomorrow morning.
Right, Prashant. Many thanks for those details. Now, cash-starved Vodafone Idea's 18,000 crore rupee follow-on public offer kicked off today. The FPO is backed by marquee investors like GQG, Morgan Stanley and Fidelity. Speaking to CNBC-TV18, Vodafone Idea CEO Akshay Mundra said that the funds will be used for growth and capital expenditure. He added that the payments for vendors as well as its government obligations will be made out of internal accruals. Take a look.
New funding is largely for growth capex and our plan to meet the existing debt, vendor payments and the government obligation is out of internal accruals. Now, of course, we expect the internal accruals to improve as we make investments. The only thing I would say is that you are aware of the reforms package, and the reforms package has a provision that post the moratorium, the deferred installment series which is there, the government can convert that to equity. So I think this is somewhat into the future. Probably we will need government support for some time, but over a long period of time, we believe that our operations should be sufficient to meet these obligations.
Meanwhile, Nestle India has clarified on a Swiss NGO report alleging that baby food sold by them in poor South Asian, Latin American and African countries contained higher sugar content than those in Europe. The company has said that they have reduced levels of added sugar in India by 30% over the past 5 years. However, sources say that the food regulator is examining the report. Nestle India stock has witnessed its worst intraday fall in 3 years. Mangalam Malu joins us now with the details. Mangalam, what does this mean for the FMCG giant now?
Nestle was lower in today's trading session, and that's largely because of an important report that was made public during the holiday. That report was from Public Eye Investigation that spoke about the presence of sugar in their infant nutrition products, Cerelac. Now, it wasn't just the mere presence of added sugar, which is not considered good for health already in the product, but it was the disparity between the presence of sugar in some geographies versus none in some geographies. So, for instance, countries like Ethiopia and Thailand had the presence of almost 5 to 6 grams of added sugar per serving of the Cerelac wheat product. And for India and Pakistan, it was anywhere between 2 to 3 grams. Whereas the same for developed economies or developed countries like UK and Germany was 0 grams. So this disparity is something that the street is a little worried about. Why is it that some countries have no sugar, whereas some have the presence of sugar, which is not considered to be healthy, especially for infant nutrition itself? On its part, the company said that they've worked towards reducing the presence of added sugar in their India infant product by almost 30% in the last 5 years, and they're constantly working, re-innovating and reformulating their products to be tasty as well as healthy, while being in meeting the standards by the WHO and the local authorities as well. But having said that, could this issue be a bigger one? Why there is any disparity? I mean, if there is already a product in the world which has no sugar, then why not simply bring that to India? You know, milk and nutrition products account for nearly 40% of Nestle's overall sales, which of course has a wide portfolio, but assuming that nearly half of that comes in from infant nutrition, that's 20% of Maggie's sales, which may have added sugar and which may have now been looked at with skepticism by the consumers itself. And Nestle's leadership in this space brings about a sense of doubt among all its customers.
Right, Mangalam, thank you so much for those details. Now, Tesla CEO Elon Musk is set to visit India over the weekend. Sources have told us that a $2 to $3 billion India investment announcement is expected. Elon Musk is scheduled to meet Prime Minister Modi on Monday. Meetings with business leaders, startups and other government officials are on the cards as well. Parikshit Luthra is here with the details. Parikshit, what is Musk's India agenda and what kind of announcements can we expect from this visit?
Well, amid declining sales for Tesla and softening of EV demand globally, it would be interesting to see Elon Musk's India plans. In addition to China, he would be hoping that India is a market that he could leverage. He would be meeting the Prime Minister on Monday morning, following which he's expected to make an announcement on entering the India market, importing cars into India from Germany, avail of the new EV policy concessions, and maybe start manufacturing in 3 years from now. Tesla teams are currently scouting for locations within the country. Having said that, there will be a detailed meeting that will take place with EV startups with the space startups in New Delhi, and this will be the likes of Bellatrix, Agnicool, Skyroot, Static. So there will be a lot of startups who will interact, and we could see an announcement on the space sector as well. On Starlink, Starlink has been trying to bring satellite-based broadband connectivity into the India market for a few years, and we believe that the regulatory decks for them have almost been cleared. So let's see if he makes an announcement on that front. There will be a family angle to this visit as well, because Elon Musk is likely to come with his 2 children, and they could be visiting Agra as well. This leg of the visit is yet to be finalized, but the entire automobile sector is watching this move very closely, even the component sector, because Tesla in the next few years will also increase local sourcing from India, from companies like Tata Electronics, and also automobile component manufacturers for its plants in Berlin and Fremont.
Right, Parikshit. So that's Musk's agenda in India. Meanwhile, my colleague Lakshman Verma caught up with Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and asked her what she makes of Tesla's plans to make in India. And here's what she had to say.
हम तो वेलकम करते हैं कि प्लीज सब इधर भारत में आकर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करिए, क्योंकि वातावरण इधर अनुकूल है, हमारे युवा अच्छा क्वालिफाइड स्किल्ड भी हैं, वो कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं और सस्ते में भारत में सब फैसिलिटी मिलता है। इसीलिए हम तो खुलेआम सबको इनवाइट कर रहे हैं, प्लीज कम एंड मैन्युफैक्चर इन इंडिया। में एक बड़ा सा कंपनी भारत में आकर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का इंटरेस्ट अगर दिखाते हैं, उससे इंडिया का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एनवायरनमेंट एक अच्छा संदेश मिलता है कि हाँ, भारत में हाई टेक्नोलॉजी से जुड़े हुए बड़े कंपनियां आकर इंटरेस्ट दिखा रहे हैं। मतलब हमारी पॉलिसी ठीक है, हमारी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वातावरण अनुकूल है और इसमें भारत का भी उपयोग है, विदेश में भी एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं।
And in earnings action, HDFC Life posted a weak set of numbers for the fourth quarter, misses its FY24 guidance on margins. The life insurer's value of new business fell over 18%, while total annualized premium equivalent for the quarter fell 8%. However, net profit grew 15% on a yearly basis. And the big global story, tensions in West Asia continue to flare up. At least 18 people were injured yesterday after Lebanon-based group Hezbollah hit northern Israel with drones. In response, Israel has said that its fighter jets struck Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. The Israeli army has also claimed to have killed and arrested several militants in northeastern Gaza. The IDF has reportedly also deployed extra artillery and armored personnel carriers, suggesting its preparation for the long-threatened ground offensive on Rafah. European Union leaders have agreed to impose new sanctions against Iran's drone and missile producers following Tehran's drone attack against Israel. Meanwhile, Qatar has said that it is reassessing its role as a mediator between Israel and Hamas. The Qatari Prime Minister said that its efforts are being undermined by unnamed politicians seeking to score points. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency has said its campaign to end its operation in Gaza is ongoing. The chief of the there could be dire consequences if Israel tries to dismantle its humanitarian efforts. Small programming note, join us live today from 6 p.m. onwards for CNBC-TV18's Future Female Forward, the Leadership Circle, a transformative platform where women leaders come together to connect, express, and evolve. The circle of trailblazing women leaders from diverse fields will venture beyond the traditional discourse during the course of the discussion. This leadership circle is not just about business strategies and professional accolades, it's about delving into the depths of the personal journeys these women have taken. And on that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, polling season has officially kicks off tomorrow. Voting for 102 Lok Sabha seats across 21 states and union territories will take place. This is the largest of the 7 phases. Details when we back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still with us on Business 360. To the big national story, polling for general elections 2024 kickstarts in less than 24 hours. Nearly 17 lakh voters across 21 states and union territories will vote for 102 constituencies in the first phase of polling. Which seats will be in focus in Western Uttar Pradesh? BJP's Jitin Prasada from Pilbhit and Union Minister Sanjeev Bilyan from Muzaffarnagar will be the prominent candidates. Voting will take place for 8 seats in Uttar Pradesh. 5 constituencies in Maharashtra's Vidarbha region will also vote. Veteran BJP leader and Union Minister Nitin Gadkari and Congress's Vikas Thackeray will face off in Nagpur. All seats in Uttarakhand will vote as well. But the big battle will be witnessed in Tamil Nadu. All 39 seats will undergo polling. Jude Sanit joins us now from Chennai. Jude, which are the key seats to watch out for?
With just a day to go for phase 1 of polling, Tamil Nadu is a significant battleground simply because 39 out of 39 constituencies here will pay the poll booth a visit with multiple issues and multiple interesting personalities at the helm of things. First up, the BJP state president in K. Annamalai is contesting his first ever Lok Sabha election from the constituency of Coimbatore, a recent BJP stronghold. But it won't be easy, and that's because the BJP's recent ally in the AIADMK is contesting alone, which means joint votes for both the BJP and the AIADMK, which have been a feature of elections past, will not quite be the case, even as splitting of votes is likely to take place between the Saffron Party and the AIADMK itself. The DMK, remember, is out to defend 38 out of the 39 seats it occupies in Tamil Nadu, with multiple issues like relief, financial funding, and of course, infrastructure issues like the Chennai Metro Rail at the helm of things really. Remember, the DMK has been accusing the BJP and the centre of not adequately funding infrastructure in Tamil Nadu like the Chennai Metro Rail, or not coughing out any money for flood relief by way of Cyclone Mishong that happened in December last year. But remember, it's a key poll battle largely because the anti-incumbency factor will weigh in heavily on both the DMK and the BJP. And I say both parties because the BJP, being at the centre, is experiencing some anti-incumbency, the DMK claims, from the state of Tamil Nadu, while the BJP, on the other hand, says the voter here will want to bid the DMK goodbye, given the fact that it's been ruling Tamil Nadu for close to 3 years now. So which anti-incumbency, state or centre, will weigh in more on the voter? I guess we'll know in a few weeks from now.
So that's all the action from what we can expect from Chennai. Thank you so much for those details, Jude. Now, the first phase of the 7 phases of the 18th Lok Sabha election kicks off tomorrow with 102 constituencies in 21 states and union territories heading to polls, which is the highest number of constituencies compared to all the other phases. Over 16 crore voters will be greeted by over 18 lakh polling officials between 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. across nearly 2 lakh polling stations. Of these 16 crore voters, there are around 35 lakh new voters who have registered. Tamil Nadu, Arunachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Manipur and Maharashtra, among other states, are prepping for polls tomorrow. EVMs are being dispatched by polling teams and security arrangements are being beefed up. The election in 2019 for these 102 Lok Sabha seats saw 45 seats being won by the United Progressive Alliance, which is now the INDI Alliance, while BJP-led National Democratic Alliance won 42 of these seats. Meanwhile, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is campaigning in Kerala for the 3rd straight day. Addressing a rally in Kannur, Gandhi said that the BJP is creating disharmony in the nation and is harming millions of people in the country. He accused the centre of imposing a one history, one nation and one language rule and added that Congress is trying to protect people from its implementation. BJP President JP Nadda campaigned in Assam and addressed public rallies in Kokrajhar, Udalguri and Guwahati. Nadda claimed that 70% of Northeast is now out of AFSPA purview. He also added that Congress has isolated the people of Assam and has kept it in darkness. A Delhi court has deferred the hearing of a plea seeking to frame charges against former Wrestling Federation chief Brij Bhushan Singh. This after Singh submitted an application seeking further probe into the sexual harassment claims against him. Bhushan claims he was not in India on the day that the complainant alleges the incident took place. The court will next hear the case on the 26th of April. And as we wrap up the show, a small programming note. Join us live today from 6 p.m. onwards for CNBC-TV18's Future Female Forward, the Leadership Circle, a transformative platform where women leaders come together to connect, express and evolve. The circle of trailblazing women leaders from diverse fields will venture beyond the traditional discourse during the course of the discussion. This Leadership Circle is not just about business strategies and professional accolades. It's about delving into the depths of the personal journeys these women have taken. And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of Business 360. More news and updates continue right here on CNBC TV 18. Stay tuned.